Hola amigos y amigas, you are now with Jocelyn and welcome to my channel. Welcome to this weekly energy reading that I've been doing for quite a few weeks now, and I've definitely look forward to providing this reading every week. Granted, there have been and there will continue to be some weeks where I just don't feel called to channel, or I don't feel like I'm in the right headspace or energy space to channel, because I always want to make sure that when I am receiving messages and delivering messages to you that I am in the right headspace. So I just wanted to, I guess I felt called to share that. But for those of you that stumbled upon this video, for those that press play, perhaps you came across this video for a reason. So I'm just honored to be delivering this message. I have cleansed my space. I have cleansed the cards, shuffled them, called in spirit, and cleansed myself. So let's get into this reading. I'm really looking forward to it because today, April 11th, at around 7:30 Pacific Standard Time, we have the new moon in Aries. And if you have not checked out my new moon in Aries journal prompt video, I give you 8 prompts over there that will help guide you in your reflections and in aligning with the energy of the new moon. And this reading is for us to best align with our higher selves and really try to navigate the coming week the best we possibly can, with the understanding and awareness of what the overall energy of the week is. So while I was shuffling the cards from the first deck, we already had 2 cards that jumped out and really had something to say, and when I saw them, it just felt right. So we already got started over here with Sage, to be devoted and committed. And we have the Animal Guardian, to trust your instincts. So the reason why this new moon is unique and special is because it is the first new moon of this astro cycle, of this cycle that we just stepped into. Perhaps I don't recall the exact date, but it wasn't too long ago where you may have heard some people saying that it was like, this is actually the new year, and that's because we stepped into the cycle of Aries, and that is the start of the zodiac calendar, of the zodiac year. So this is the first new moon of this new year in this cycle, astrologically, and it really is calling in our new selves that we have been maturing into. Perhaps you feel like you've been tested recently. Perhaps you've been feeling like you've been gaining this newfound sense of self-awareness of who you are no longer, what resonates, what doesn't resonate, what you've been healing, what has healed, what needs healing, what you want to call in, what you no longer interested, how your goals have changed. So there is this pretty grand, just newfound sense of self-awareness, of you getting to know yourself. So with all this practice, with all this maturing that you've been doing, with all this reflecting and evolving that you've been going through in your recent experiences, it's time to be devoted and committed. It's time to be devoted and committed to what it is you have learned. It is time to not only be thinking about what it is that you're becoming, but actually embodying what it is that you have been practicing, what it is that you have been in the process of becoming. It is now time to step into that and to be, you know? So it's time to be devoted. Be devoted to who it is that you have been practicing, who it is that you have been healing for, who it is that you have been patient with. And I'm talking about yourself, right? The reason why you've been doing all the healing work, the reason why you've been more observant of your surroundings, the reason why you've been assessing your life and your environment and your surroundings more is for the sake of you, for the sake of self-care, of self-love, of self-investment. And so now it's not just about continuing to invest in yourself in those ways, but it's time to be devoted and committed to start taking advantage or to start really utilizing your investments and to trust your instincts. Trust the process. Trust who it is that you have been becoming, and trust the leap of faith that you are going to be taking personally, professionally, spiritually, mentally, energetically. Perhaps there's been an aspect in your life or certain aspects in your life where you're not completely sure about whether or not it's the right thing to do or if you're headed in the right direction. But there's like this part of you that just something feels right, you know, like it might not be familiar, it might not be common, it might be different for you or the people around you, but it feels right. So in whatever aspect of your life it is, whatever feels right to you right now, trust your instincts. Trust that. And also trust what doesn't feel right, what doesn't feel good to you anymore. Let's see how this reading continues to unfold. Should any challenges arise this week, what energy should we align with? Should any challenges arise this week, what energy should we align with? And interesting. So we got stand still and stillness. So, the fact that this came up for should any obstacles arise, the first thing that comes to me is to be present, because in the stillness, in just being here now, being still, not being attached to the past, not being so focused on the future, but being still right now in this present moment is really what is not only going to be healing for you at any moment, but in that stillness is also where you can best prepare for the future, is right now in this moment. So that is the first thing that comes to me. And also another thing that comes to me, and I am going to look into the booklet really quick just to like read into these cards a little more. But I have a feeling like perhaps some of you may have been feeling like there has been this standstill in your life where things are at a halt, where there's blockages or there's like no forward motion, or perhaps that actually is an obstacle in your life right now where you are almost holding yourself back. You are keeping yourself in a standstill, and it's time to shift your perspective from feeling like you are blocked or like you are delayed or you are stuck in any way, shape, or form, and start shifting that perspective into, instead of standstill, it's stillness. And stillness in the sense of, okay, I feel like there is no forward motion right now. I feel like I'm stuck, but actually I'm not stuck. This is where I'm meant to be right now. I'm going to be still in this very moment. And in doing so, in being present and being observant and really just simply being in this moment is where I'm going to gain clarity on the forward motion that I need. So sometimes we feel like in order for us to keep the ball rolling, we need to move, go, 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 right? But actually, we need to practice stillness sometimes and allow ourselves to hold space for breath, to hold space for observation and reflection. And I know so many of us have learned that in the past year, where it's like, okay, being present, being not on the go all the time, having these slow moments to myself are actually bringing me a lot of clarity. And a lot of the times, stillness can bring even more acceleration than you running around and exerting yourself, thinking that that is going to be the thing that's going to accelerate your path and your journey. But let's look into this a little more. I'm more curious about the standstill. Let's see. I have not gotten that card before. If it feels that so many areas in your life have slowed down or even come to a standstill, you are right. Something is not progressing. Even if it seems that things are flowing, look beneath the surface. Perhaps something is immovable. The first step to becoming unstuck is to acknowledge where you are. The soul loves the truth. In life, you can either say, there are no weeds, or you can notice the weeds and begin pulling them out. Notice what isn't working in your life, and then take slow, steady steps to unblock the barriers. In nature, when one thing is being sucked into mud, the worst thing to do is struggle. Wow, that is a bar. The best thing to do is slowly and carefully, one step at a time, extricate yourself. So that's kind of what I was saying, is like, either you are blocking yourself, or there actually is, well, I mean, if you are blocking yourself, then there is actually a blockage in your life because you are creating that. But if it's not you creating that and there's something else in your life that is blocking you, again, that's why I say, like, here where it says the worst thing to do is struggle when you feel like you're stuck in the mud, is to practice stillness. Right? Struggling, sometimes it feels like we're like struggling to do all of this. We're making all these unnecessary movements when really we just need to stand still, observe our environments, and really get to the root of the problem, right? So hopefully that maybe sparked something in your mind, but should any obstacles arise, just keep that in mind. And I feel like another way that this can translate into that is like, whenever you feel triggered, take a step back. You know, don't respond so quickly because you feel the need to act right away, right? To accelerate yourself. The stillness, the present moment, and trusting your instinct to really process things first, or really connect with your instinct before you just respond out of emotion, is really what is going to be helpful for you should any obstacles arise this week. Let's see how this continues to unfold with what we should focus on healing. Oh. Okay. gonna pull another card. What should we focus on healing? What should we focus on healing this week? Wow, beautiful. Let me make sure this is still recording. Perfect. It is. Okay. So, by the way, apologies for any outside noises. I have the window open, and this is an unedited video because why would we edit, you know, a reading, a channeled reading that's like in the moment and coming in right now. So apologies for the life happening around us, but we're gonna let it be. It's all good. We are still receiving this message. Thank you, universe, angels, ancestors, spirit guides, for your assistance, your love, your support, and your guidance. So appreciative and grateful and honored to be receiving and delivering this. But when it comes to what it is that we should be healing, the first thing that came up is creativity, and then we have transformation. I feel like it's not that we have necessarily an issue with creativity or transformation right now, but we should be mindful of giving it that extra TLC this coming week, because again, we are stepping into this week with this transformative, supportive new moon energy that is kind of nudging us towards this new beginning, where we are encouraged to be devoted and committed to essentially embodying our higher selves now, and not only being a student, but now practicing teaching, in a sense, you know, like it's not just us studying now it's us putting our studies into practice. And that relates, that goes towards, you know, whatever it is that applies to whatever it is in your life that you have been practicing, is what I'm trying to say. But you know, I read this quote that said, creativity is intelligence having fun. And if you haven't figured already, having fun should be a priority, because y'all, life is supposed to be fun, okay? Life is supposed to be fun. So heal your creativity in the sense of hold space for your creativity, prioritize your creativity, nourish your creativity. I feel like instead of looking at these cards asking what it is that we need to heal, I think we should look at it as what it is that we should focus on nourishing. Let's nourish our creativity. Let's nourish the transformation that we are going through, and making sure that we're taking time to be still, to practice stillness, so that as we continue to evolve and transform, we're taking note of what it is that we need to nourish the transformation we're experiencing, to nourish the creativity, because our creativity is also going to evolve as we evolve. And perhaps you've noticed that. Perhaps it's affected your goals. You know, you used to feel creative in one sense, but now you're starting to feel more curious and creative about exploring or pursuing something else because of your transformation. And again, trust your instincts. Trust your instincts, and whatever it is that you feel you're being called towards, follow the calling, follow the instinct, follow whatever it is that makes you feel good. And I do want to say, make sure that what is making you feel good is genuinely you, right? I tweeted earlier today that evolution is encouraged, but are you evolving into you? Or are you heavily influenced and inspired by your environment to where you're absorbing your environment and your surroundings rather than really tuning into yourself? So are you evolving into you? This doesn't necessarily have anything to do with what's coming up in the reading, but I felt called to share that. Perhaps one or a few of you who do watch this and stumble upon this, either now or sometime in the future, whenever it is, time is linear. Needed to hear that. So what should we focus on surrendering? Wow. Beautiful. I'm gonna pull another one. What should we focus on surrendering? Wow, y'all. Wow. I love when the cards just come out like so seamless, you know, like it all just flows so beautifully. We literally got surrender to spirit and surrender to your intuition. Y'all, the time to trust yourself is now. The time to trust yourself, your process, your evolution, your curiosities, your creativity, your transformation is now. Tune into your inner voice. Be aware of any gut feelings, flashes, knowings, or aha moments that come through to guide you. I don't remember if it was the last reading or the reading before that, where we were encouraged to like really take note of the signs that we are receiving, but your intuition is a sign too. And if you feel like you are struggling to connect with your intuition, or you don't feel confident in trusting your intuition, I highly recommend that you focus on listening to your body and feeling your emotions. Listen to your body. So a simple example of what listening to your body looks like is, when you're tired, sleep. When you're hungry, eat. You know, like your body is always communicating to you in those sense. It's telling you when it's hungry. It's telling you when it's tired. It's telling you when something hurts. It's telling you. And how your body feels is also a response to your environment. So listening to your body can also give you a lot of information about your environment. So let's say, for example, you are always getting headaches when you are at work, or when you have a conversation with one specific person. Well, you make sure that you take note of that. I notice that I'm always getting headaches whenever I have a conversation with this person, or whenever I talk to or hang out with this person. I feel very tired and depleted and exhausted afterwards. Your body is trying to tell you something important about your environment, about the auric field surrounding that other person, or the energy exchange that you have with that person. So like really listen to what your body has to say and feel your emotions, because your emotions are a very powerful tool also in getting to know yourself, in connecting with yourself, and in nourishing your body, your mind, your spirit. So feel so you can heal, y'all. Like, our healing journey is not a destination. It's a journey. It's a process. It's a lifelong thing. So again, be devoted, be committed, you know, be devoted, be committed. Surrender to spirit. Once you've done everything you can to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine. Let spirit work its magic for you. Again, I feel like be creative, create. Like, now is the time to commit to your creativity, your creation, whatever it is that you've been feeling inspired to create and put out into the world. Be devoted to that, be committed to that. Listen to your intuition, trust your instincts. And once you do everything that you possibly can, once you try your best, And there's nothing more you can do. Surrender to spirit and let spirit take it over from there. Trust that once you express yourself once you express your desire and you take action on your intention, trust that as you continue to just try your best, to show up, to take the next step and the next step, to express your desires, to set your intentions. Trust that spirit is taking care of the rest, and that trust in spirit is also trust in your intuition, because intuition is a powerful source and spirit is that powerful source. So it all ties in. It all ties in. What is our affirmation for this week? What is our affirmation for this week? What a beautiful reading, like connected to this new moon. That's like really encouraging us to really step into our power and own our light and trust it. Trust your gifts. What is our okay, specific message for someone? I'm gonna pull another one. What is our affirmation for this week? I open new doors to life. I rejoice in what I have, and I know that fresh new experiences are always ahead. I greet the new with open arms. I trust life to be wonderful. So again, it is surrendering to spirit, surrendering to your intuition, and trusting that as you put in your effort, as you continue to be devoted and committed and creative, and you are allowing your transformation to flow, you know that new doors are opening up for you, and you are already rejoicing right now. And this other one is a specific message for someone. I see my parents as tiny children who need love. I have compassion for my parents' childhoods. I now know that I chose them because they were perfect for what I had to learn. I forgive them and set them free, and I set myself free. So again, healing is a journey that we are going to continue to have and to need to invest in and be devoted and committed to, even as we witness ourselves become our higher selves. There's still healing that's going to need to take place. And I feel like for some of you who do stumble upon this video and watch this, perhaps you have been struggling, having a difficult dynamic between you and one or both of your parents or guardians. And it's important to acknowledge their inner child and their own healing journey too. So this is a message for those of you that this resonates with. Again, I have compassion for my parents' childhoods. I now know that I chose them because they were perfect for what I had to learn. I forgive them and set them free and set myself free. So you can learn from your parents too. So that's a sign for someone to be observant and to see it from that perspective, that there are some lessons waiting for you there. So that is our energy reading for this upcoming week. Again, we just had this new moon in Aries, April 11th on Sunday, and we're going to be feeling that energy for the few days to follow. And again, really, we are all just being encouraged to trust ourselves, to keep transforming, to surrender to the present moment, to our intuition, to listen to ourselves, and to take action. to start creating, to start really practicing our devotion and commitment. And remember that the only focus you should really have is on yourself, your own self-evolution, bettering yourself, fulfilling your purpose, and healing, continuing to heal, continuing to evolve. So tap into the present, tap into your intuition, and get to creating. So I am going to be putting timestamps in the description below so that for those of you that do want to revisit this reading at any point in the coming week, you can do so, and it'll be easy to navigate. So I will do that for you, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. If you feel like any of your loved ones may benefit from watching this reading, share that, spread the message, and I hope that those of you that watched resonated with something, felt enlightened at one or more moments in this, and I'm honored to deliver this to you. So again, thank you for being here, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video, hopefully. So have a beautiful week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.